So there are 5 scenarios in which the war could end because Trump is stupid enough to take on what Israel wanted to do, which was destroy Iran, but they've bitten off far more than they can chew. So scenario 1 is Iran destroys the Gulf power infrastructure. I think that's highly likely. And if that happens, then Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, they'll become uninhabitable. And then scenario 2, Iran disables Israel's nukes. I hope that happens, but there's this one. And it scares the shit out of me.
Professor Steve, I have so many questions. What is going on?
So this war is threatening everybody on the planet. And what Trump is doing at the moment is a pump and dump scheme. He's trying to drive up the oil price and exploiting it for his friends and for his own wealth in the process. So people are focusing upon the price of this. But the really important point is this Strait of Hormuz. So oil, fertilizer, helium, all have to pass through the Strait of Hormuz.
And Iran have blocked that gap.
So they can say you do or do not pass, depending on what your country's attitude towards our country. And it's quite terrifying because 20 to 30% of our fertilizer comes through this point. But if this is not available, the globe has a famine.
Do you think he will send ground troops in?
Yes, I do, but I'd hate to be one of those troops because it's a suicide mission. They've got underground military units of weapons and troops, but we have no idea of the scale.
Trump keeps saying that the war has been won.
Yeah.
What's going on there in your view?
I think he's been fed propaganda to tell him that he's winning the war by his immediate advisors because you cannot tell a person like that they've made a mistake.
We'll talk about that as well. But you've developed a bit of a reputation because you're very good at predicting things. So which of these 5 outcomes do you think is most probable to happen?
Oh, God. So there are 5 scenarios.
Shalom.
This is
I'm Brother Siyat, coming back with another video. But before I start off, I would like to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akiyam across the world, who are spreading this knowledge and truth and sincerity. And shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening, and may the election be for your households. Khan shalom. So as y'all could see in this short clip from the interview between Steve Keen and the one that is, how do you say that, the boss of this channel called The Diary of a CEO, you heard him say that there are different scenarios and that there could come a global famine because of the Strait of Hormuz and the fertilizer being 30% of the fertilizer coming to the Strait of Hormuz. So in the title of this video, it says, Financial Crash Expert. In 3 months, we'll enter a famine. If Iran doesn't surrender, it's the end. This was posted on the 6th of April. So that it would mean May, June, July. Now, but we in Europe, for example, are already seeing is the oil prices, the gas prices going skyrocketing now, man. You know, everything is expensive here, man. America also, everything is getting more expensive. So there are things happening around us that, you know, are getting more and more intense. Right now, it might just be the gasoline price or things like that, but soon it will be even more taxes, even more expensive groceries. You know, the rent is going up, everything is going up. You know, that people are gonna start bugging out and start committing crimes because they can't take care of themselves anymore. That's how expensive it's gonna get. You know, so. It's interesting to see what this man is saying about this whole subject, man. Now, I did not watch the whole video, but there are like segments, as you can see, with titles. Okay, like why oil still controls everything, the wars widen the gap between rich and poor, etc. Scenario 1: what happens if Iran is destroyed? So, if you want, you could, you know, see which section speaks to you the most and maybe watch a bit of it. Often on this channel there are interviews which have a lot of good information, man. But like the man was saying at the end, you know, you are good at predicting things, so which outcome do you think will happen? That's funny because actually the prophets, you know, is somebody that sees before things happens. So the real ones that know what's gonna happen is us, you know. But let's say in the bigger picture, it's us who knows what's gonna happen. But in more details, like this law has been passed there, that law has been passed here, certain things like that, certain things like that, experts like this guy names himself also know. But concerning the scripture, concerning the Bible, the truth, that's what the prophets only know, man. We have the true ins and outs. Okay? So if this guy would say like, yeah, I think that Iran is gonna give up, and I think there will not even come a World War III anymore because of this, that, and the third, then he's incorrect. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures say there will be World War III, and that Iran will fight with Esau, Edom, so-called white men. You know, and that even the dragons of Arabia, so these Arabians will join the fight. So we have those, you know, we have the real ins and outs. But we just see how these things are playing out. Okay? We just see how these things are playing out. And we understand by watching videos like this and linking it with the Bible in what time we are living, that we are living in the end times, man. Okay? Like 2 Ezra 9 verse 1 says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So we measure the time with the prophecies of the Bible. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So Yahweh Bashem Yeshua is going to return soon. How do we know it? Look what's going on. Okay, war, rumors of war, famines are about to happen. Pestilences will come. Didn't the Lord Yahweh said it would happen in the book of Matthew 24? You know, what would be the end of the world? Okay, so Matthew 24. Let me start at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So another thing, the world is not gonna end as in the whole planet will be fucking destroyed with meteorites and shit that nothing is gonna be left. Okay, the end of the world is the end of this age, this time period. Okay, this rulership of Esau, Edom, so-called white men. Okay, because the world of Jacob is gonna come after, you know, which is gonna be the kingdom. And the planet will never be destroyed fully, man. Only this infrastructure and this whole wicked society, man. Like Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh. But the earth abideth forever. So the earth will be here forever, man. Okay? So the next world to come, which is rulership, is of us, Jacob, which are the Israelites. And our rulership will be forever, man. Okay? 2 Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world. You see, the white men, they are ruling right now. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So will there be a whole new planet created of earth? No. Our society, our kingdom will be established. That is what it means. Okay? But going back to Matthew 24, it says, 24 verse 4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, so that nobody basically fool you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Messiah, and shall deceive many. Okay, the word for Christ in the Hebrew, Paleo-Hebrew, is Messiah, and shall deceive many. Okay, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Isn't that what's happening right now? Yeah, you know, if this situation with America and Iran is gonna escalate, then Russia's gonna also attack, and China is gonna mingle themselves in North Korea. You know, these are rumors, you know, but the real climax of World War III is not gonna happen until the chip has been made mandatory, okay, the RFID chip. Okay, see that ye be not troubled, so don't be afraid of these things, man. For all these things must come to pass. It needs to happen, okay? Otherwise the kingdom won't come. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, that's what you're seeing right now. They're fighting each other. And there shall be famines, which is hunger, man. Hunger and thirst, shortcomings of food. And this thing with the Strait of Hormuz, might cause a global famine, like that guy said. So we'll see what happens. Salakia. And pestilences and earthquakes. So pestilences are diseases, okay? That Rona disease in 2020 was just a test, man. The real diseases are coming, okay? And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right, so these things that we see happening right now, we keep our eyes open because we know it's gonna get worse and worse. Okay, now that famine is gonna happen. You're gonna have literal famine of food and drinking water, and you're gonna have a famine of the word. Okay, a shortcoming of hearing this truth, man. So people are not gonna know what to do anymore. Now we are standing on the streets, prophesying, telling you what's gonna happen, but soon we are not gonna be standing there anymore, and our videos will be blocked or deleted from the internet. So you won't have any instruction left, man. So the time that you have right now, you should use it wisely. Speaking for myself, also for the Akim, also in this truth, use our time wisely, man. Okay. Amos 8 verse 11. Behold, the days come, say the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water. So in this case, it's not speaking literally about food and water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, because the scriptures are like food, okay, food for your thought, brain food. Okay, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it. Okay, so what does it mean to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it? They will not find this truth anymore, man. Because, of course you're going to have people that still have Bibles, but what does it do for you if you have a Bible but you don't understand what is inside it? So people are not gonna find the breakdowns anymore, the instructions. Okay, and like I said, that real famine is gonna come, and that those storehouses, the shopping center that you usually do your groceries with is gonna be empty, man. Okay, nothing is gonna be there for you to buy, to shop, nothing. Where is it again? Full storehouse. 2nd Ezra 6 verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. You see, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So the normal supermarkets that have food, drinking water are gonna be empty, man. You see? So of course you can have maybe food for a few days, drinking water for a few days, for when certain scenarios hit, like the road is being blocked, so the trucks cannot bring extra food anymore in the supermarkets, things like that. But don't put your faith and trust in that stocking up of food and water, man. We trust and lean upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Like the other Amon Gabar said, no amount of preparation with food, water, jiu-jitsu, kickbox, wrestling, okay, shooting at a shooting range, practicing how to shoot a bow and arrow, practicing how to survive in the forest. Nothing is gonna be enough for you if you are not with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, if you are not preparing yourself spiritually with the scriptures. Okay? Here it is, you teaching yourself how to hunt, but who says you're gonna be in a scenario that you need to hunt? You might be in a totally different scenario, man. Here it is, you're stocking up food for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Who says you're gonna be there when shit hits the fan? Okay? You have preppers out there in this world that are prepping their food, but basically they are prepping that food for the elect. The elect is just gonna enjoy that. Okay, so we just lean upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The Most High can do anything for us, man. Look at what he did for us in the ancient time. Made quills, come for us to eat them. You know, He split the sea for us to escape Egypt. Our clothing, shoes were not even getting old all the years that we were walking and that we were in the wilderness, so to say. So Yahweh Bashem Yeshai controls everything, man. And He says, my servants will eat when others are going to be hungry and thirsty, man. So let's read that scripture and then close it off. And like I said, man, that famine might happen in 3 months. Who knows? If it happens, so be it. It's good. If it doesn't happen, so be it. It's good. We know that sooner or later it will happen because the Bible said it. But we know that when it happens, we can lean upon Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Okay, Isaiah 65:13. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. You see, if you serve Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, you're going to have enough of food and drinking water. If you don't serve Him, you're going to be fucking hungry, fucking thirsty out there, you know. People going to eat their own children, the Bible even says, man. That's how hungry they're going to be. Behold, my servant, and people that think that they're going to escape to mountains, forests, what else, man, because there are a lot of animals there, shelter, who knows, man. The most I can just make the animals not come in your sight or come close to you, so you don't have no fucking food, nothing. Okay? It says, behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So, Yahweh Ratasa, which means Lord willing, that was edifying. And with that, I'm going to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kakodash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akiyama across this world, who are spreading this knowledge in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening, and may the election be upon your households. God shalom.